Hi everyone. So today I'm doing Halle Berry, and I thought I'd go into a little bit more detail about the sketch out before I started doing my painting. So as you can see here, I am going into a lot more detail than I would normally, but just to kind of like emphasize how important it is to just get the structure of your picture together first. And the colour that you just saw me block in then was the mid-tone. So I'm looking at Halle Berry's face, and you can see the highlights and the shadows, and what you're looking for is the mid-tone, the most average colour going through, and I use that to block it in, the image I've got. Then by side swiping to the right with two fingers, that layer, I can lock it. So what I start doing when I've blocked it in is to do the shadows. So pick on her face where the shadows are, just pick a good one, and then use that to go around the edges, go around where there's shadow, and then I do the same with the brightest side of her face to kind of bring out a three-dimensional object, because that's what you want to do in the end, or that's what I want to do. That's the way I like to do my paintings. So once you've got the shape and the form and everything's in place, it's good to start adding darker shadows for contrast. So here I'm putting in the hair colour and making the eyes darker, and I've brought in the lips, and I'm doing some reds inside her skin as well. I mean, that's one of the things that I love when I've been painting black people, is the amount of colours in the skin, and just seeing like the reds and the oranges, you know, it's such a great skin to try and do, because when you get it right, it just looks great. And everything about Halle Berry works, you know, her hair, her earrings, her face, everything. So she's a lovely person to try and draw. So around her mouth, just moving on from how nice she is, around her mouth you can see all the muscles involved in making that smile. So to look at the picture, you wouldn't see that as an obstacle, but when you get to the nitty-gritty, when you actually start really looking at the person's face and what it takes to make that face, you start seeing all these little things, all these little distortions, and to create lips as well. It seems like it would take a lot of effort, but what I tend to do, especially like with lips, is I'll start with, again, like the mid-tone colour, and then you pick the darkest colour and the highlight colour, or a gradient colour. So if you want it to gradient from being a mid-tone to the darkest tone, then you'll pick an in-between colour and start using that. And I like doing that, especially when I'm going up to white. So I'll pick the mid-tone, then I'll pick a slightly brighter colour, and then where I want the lips to glisten, I'll put in like some white, just to kind of like highlight where I need it to glisten. And it's also interesting as well, like the way the nose works. You know, when people's skin is so smooth and, you know, young, it kind of blends so much. It's very difficult to find that nose shape. You know, it's why I quite enjoy doing, you know, older raggedy characters sometimes, because you can really see every detail. It's like, you know, I did Jack Nicholson yesterday from The Shining, and his face is so full of grit. You know, you can't mistake where where the nose is, where the lips are, and all this sort of stuff, because he's so earthy. But then you get somebody like Halle Berry, and she looks absolutely amazing, but the makeup kind of smooths out these features. So, you know, you have to work even harder with a face like this, because you're looking for the more subtle details. Anyway, I think I nailed it. So I'd love to hear or love to read comments below, and if you like what you see, like it. Also, let me know if you want to see more videos like this. This is really just an experiment for me, so if you like it, I will do more. If I get no appreciation for it at all, I'll just stop and just carry on doing what I'm doing. But let me know whatever. All right, have a nice day.